Hey everyone, this is Dr. Zach Greenwood here at Performance Sport and Spine, and in today's video we're going to go over a three-step process to help resolve knee pain. Initially, step 1 exercises will be non-weight bearing, with each step getting progressively more challenging. In addition, we'll give you progression criteria to know when it's safe to advance to the next step. So the first exercise is going to be the seated knee extension. So sitting down with your leg straight, you're going to gently contract your quad and try to pull your kneecap up towards your hip, straightening your knee. Now again, you're going to want to engage the quad to tolerance, so if it's too painful, you can decrease it and then increase over time. The sets and reps are 3 to 4 times a week, 2 sets of 8 to 10 reps. Again, when you contract the quad, make sure to pull your kneecap up towards your hip. So the next exercise is a seated clamshell. So sit on a bench with your knees at 90 with your feet shoulder width apart. Place a PT band around your legs just above your knees and then press your knees outwards into the resistance band, engaging your glutes. Again, do this 3 to 5 times a week. 2 sets of 8 to 10 reps. Another variable you can do is adjust the PT band resistance to increase or decrease depending on your current fitness level or your current symptoms. And another position that may be more tolerated than some people is sideline clamshell. So the next exercise is the supine hip flexion. So you're going to lay on your back with one leg bent, and this leg we're going to keep your knees straight and then lift your toes up to the ceiling as far as you can to tolerance and then back down. Some people it may be too challenging, so bending your knee and just lifting your hip up like this initially is better. And then as you get stronger, you can bend your knee less and less until you get full extension and then lift your leg as high as you can. Again, do this 3 times a week, 2 sets of 8 to 10 reps. So now we'll go over 3 criteria to how to know when it's safe to progress to step 2. So the first criteria is that there should be no or minimal pain just during the exercise. It should be gone the second you're done. There should be no soreness the night of or the day after, and the intensity should be mild. So on a scale of 1 to 10, it should be a 3 out of 10 or less. So the first exercise of step 2 is the seated knee extension. So you're going to sit on a bench with a PT band around your ankles with your feet about shoulder width apart. Keeping the non-affected leg anchored back towards the step, you're going to straighten the symptomatic knee as far as you can. Now, some people may find it more tolerant to just partially extend your knee, and then as your knee gets stronger and the symptoms decrease, you can work on full range of motion. But it's important that we get that 180 degrees of knee extension as the primary goal before adding more strength. We recommend 3 times a week, 3 sets of 6 to 10 reps, and you may need to adjust the PT band or use none initially and then progress as tolerant. And it may help to use an ankle weight instead of a PT band for some people. So now we'll work on the seated knee flexion, and that's going to work on the hamstring muscle, the muscle on the backside of the leg. So sit on that bench with the PT band around your ankles. You're going to place the non-affected leg far out. And then with the symptomatic leg, you're going to bring the heel back towards your buttocks, working on that hamstring, and then fully extend your knee again, and then pull it back again towards your buttocks. It helps to kind of keep the leg offset of the bench so you have more range of motion. And again, you may need to adjust the PT band resistance to increase or decrease depending on your current symptoms or fitness level. We recommend 3 times a week, 3 sets of 6 to 10 reps. So the glute bridge, so laying on your back with your knees bent with your feet flat on the floor, you're going to use your hips and your buttocks to drive your hips up towards the ceiling, feeling a gentle low tension on your posterior buttocks. Now some people may feel it in their back initially, so pressing your back flat against the floor and emphasizing the hip muscles may be a good cue. You also can place a PT band around your knees and press your knees outwards as you lift off. We recommend 3 to 4 times a week, 2 sets of 10 reps for this one. One alternative for this, if laying on the floor is too hard for some people, is you can stand against the wall and then just press your leg backwards. It's the sideline leg raise. So laying on your side with your hand supporting your head, making sure your top leg is in line with your spine. You're going to lift your foot up towards the ceiling and down. You should feel some gentle low tension on your posterior buttocks. When doing this, make sure your leg stays in line with your spine and it doesn't come forward. You should do this 3 to 4 times a week, 2 sets of 10 to 12 reps. Again, one alternative is to stand against the wall, bracing yourself, and swing your leg outwards if laying on the floor is challenging. So now we'll go over some progression criteria to know when it's safe to advance to step 3. So there's okay to have mild pain, and some pain can last, but it should be gone within 4 hours of the exercise, and it should be minimal. There can be some hip soreness, but there should be no knee soreness the next morning, and the intensity can be moderate, so it can be up to a 5 out of 10 on that scale. So the first exercise is the reverse lunge, and we do the reverse lunge because it emphasizes the hip more than the knee, but we're only going to go partial range of motion. So we highly recommend that even if you want to try to go the full way, we only start with partial and then progress. So you're going to step backwards and then go down, but only go about the third of the way, and then step forward. Again, step backwards and drop down about a third of the way, and then progress after you've done this several times outside of the same day. Don't do it within the same day. We recommend 3 times a week, 2 sets of 6 to 10 reps. So the next exercise is the box squat, and we highly recommend that everyone gets to at least this stage, as squatting with your body weight is no different than sitting, which is an activity that is required throughout your day. So what you're going to do is get a bench that's about 18 inches high with your feet roughly shoulder width apart, and then as you squat down, press your hands out to counterbalance yourself, gently sit down, and then stand up with your hips. Again, pressing your hands out and squatting down. Now, if this is too challenging initially, there's a couple things you can do. You can put weights under your heels to kind of elevate your heels to give you a little more ankle mobility, or you can put cushions on the box to decrease the range of motion that you need initially, and then you can increase over time. If these don't work, we'll show you a version to do with the ball against the wall. So if those 3 versions initially are a little too challenging, this is a good substitute. So place the ball against the wall with your back against the ball, and you're going to keep your pressure backwards. You're going to kind of squat back and load your hips and squat down to tolerance, and then stand up. And as you get confidence and strength, you're going to work on decreasing your depth and increasing your range of motion. And once you can get down to about 90, you should feel the strength and confidence to progress to one of the box squats that we just mentioned. So the last exercise is the step up and step down. And again, this is a very functional task as it mimics walking up onto a sidewalk or walking up and down stairs. So for the step up, we're going to have the step against the wall. We recommend a 3-inch step or less. Again, be close to the wall, so in case you need some balance, you're going to place one foot up, keep an upright torso, and then step up, and then step down with that same foot, and then return, and then step up with the other foot, again keeping the upright torso, and then stepping down with the same foot. Again, we recommend 3 to 4 times a week, 2 sets of 8 to 10 reps. And again, when you step up and down, make sure it's the same leg and you're keeping an upright torso. If you lean forward, it's just going to put more stress on your knee, which again may help in later stages, but it will be too much initially. And then a progression is, as you get stronger and feel more confident with this motion, put a riser in the step and elevate it, and then step up, and then step backwards, and then repeat with the opposite leg. Again, as we talked about earlier, if you lean forward, you place a little more stress. And on late stages, it may be actually helpful to more emphasize the knee and help build up the strength for walking down hills and such. So this video should give you a step-by-step way of addressing any knee pain that you're having. But one important caveat is it's important that you go as fast or slow as you need and take all the time that it requires to get past the different progression criteria and not advance too fast. Thank you so much for watching our video today. If you found it beneficial, please like the video and subscribe to our channel, as it helps us reach a larger audience.